Hello, Berlin. I've always wanted to do that. How you guys doing? Usually, I'm only here for clubbing, so this is a nice change. So my name is Paul, or at @pliving if you want to tastefully cyber stalk me. And I'm from Toronto, the land of Drake and Justin Bieber and Justin Trudeau, although sometimes I feel more like an Adele. So what do I do at EyeEm? I'm Associate Creative Director, and my responsibility is to figure out what's beyond your next like. In this age of social currency, when you're a young creative, you're trying to break the internet or break into the industry, a like is worth nothing. That's where our story begins, in the era of the iPhone 3GS. Our co-founders, Flo, Gen, Ramsey, and Lawrence got together in this new age of mobile photography, and they wanted to do something with all these amazing photos that started to be taken on the go. What did they do? They started an art project. Basically, they wanted to host guerrilla exhibitions and push this new genre of photography forward. They wanted to be part of this photo fair here in Berlin, but they were rejected because no, mobile photography is not serious. So what did they do? They went guerrilla, and in the ICC Messe, under in the U-Bahn, they set up an art exhibition. So all those people going to the fair had no choice but to look at these photos. Then it led to exhibitions in Berlin and New York. That was much faster than anticipated. But essentially, they got together with these photographers through a blog where they could all submit their photos, and they started mounting professional scale exhibitions. That was with 5,000 mobile photographers back in 2010, before Instagram. And then they got funding. Of course, the first thing they did was get a better photo shoot. Now, I was number 34 to join the company 3 years ago, and we've grown into a team of about 80 in offices in New York and in Berlin. So what are we? We're a creative community and a marketplace for real photography. We do three things primarily. We have a marketplace where we want to replace stock photography with this real, authentic look that's coming out of young creatives today. We have technology. We build technology to surface the best images, to bring our photographers forward. And this is where I come in, community. We have events. We enable the photographers to break new ground through exhibitions, through an award, through a print magazine. We literally have done it all. This is the era of real photography. And when I say real photography, I mean photography that changes the mold of what is accepted. It's smart, it's funny, it's weird. It's me. This is a picture I took of my best friend just casually in the park, and it ended up in a campaign used on the Apple App Store. So anything is possible with the phone in your pocket. So how do you go from 5K to 18 million? The answer is quite simple. This is the era of real experiences. It's not enough now to have an app. You need to give your community a reason to believe beyond the screen. We started with photo walks in Berlin, in Porto, in Jakarta. It was easy, quick ways to get the community together that didn't cost us anything. All they had to do was rally, we sent them a prize pack, and that was it. But in 2014, we had an idea. We wanted to celebrate real photography on a global scale. We wanted to not let these people do what they wanted on their own. We wanted to bring them together. So we launched the EyeEm Awards, which is a photography award, open and free to enter. It's not like the old guard where you had to pay an entrance fee. You didn't have to be a pro. We wanted to see what our users were creating and what they were doing on their own. The result was stunning. We got over 100,000 submissions from all over the world. This is David. He's a 15-year-old photographer from Belgium who won our first Photographer of the Year prize, which is the ultimate prize at EyeEm. And now he's signed with an agency in Paris called Iconoclast. Fast forward 3 years, and we have the 2016 awards. It was our biggest yet, with 270,000 submissions from 38,000 photographers in 150 countries. We became the world's largest photography competition for undiscovered talent, even bigger than the Sony Awards, which at that time was the biggest. These are some of the winners from this year. They represent the variety of our community. Zachary here was our photographer of the year this year. He's a 28-year-old French photojournalist living in India, capturing the social issues affecting women there today. His series of acid attack survivors, I really hope you can see this, was quite stunning and a bit sad that really reflects the true state of what's happening in India, and we were more than happy to award him the prize. So how does it all come together? Well, much like this conference, we also have our own, called the EyeEm Festival, which is basically an exhibition, a party, a conference where we gather leaders in photography, art, and technology to discuss what's next. And because I could tell you so much about it, I thought, why don't you just take a look?
Art will become, if it hasn't already, a social object.
And I'm very fascinated to see what happens with EyeEm.
Welcome to the 2015 EyeEm Festival and Awards. Thanks so much for being here. It means the world to us.
And I'm so happy that it looks like everyone was having fun, because that shit is a lot of work. So that brings us, if you couldn't come to the festival, we brought it to you. We actually did something called the EyeEm World Tour, where we took this exhibition and this whole vibe to 10 different cities, from Toronto, the hometown, to New York, to Tokyo, to Dusseldorf, to San Francisco. You name it, we went there. Of course, the community response is always nice, but the press impact is something marketing dollars cannot buy. Everyone profiled us, from the Telegraph to Interview Magazine to the British Journal of Photography. They just wanted to see literally these next talents in photography, and we were so happy to be able to give our community the stage to do that. So how did we turn this strategy into money? Well, it's the launch of EyeEm Market. In 2015, we launched our marketplace for real photography. Anyone from brands to editors to the person making greeting cards can log on to EyeEm.com and search over 80 million images uploaded by our community and buy them on the spot. To promote this, we held three big exhibitions, one in Berlin where we profiled 30 Berliners, capturing the spirit of the city that's changing. In London, we picked 7 photographers to show us what is their version of future London. And in New York, we did something similar. What's amazing is that now we have this exhibition credibility, but we were able to show our clients and potential buyers market firsthand. We had computers set up, iPads, you could search, you could buy. It was great. And then we also combined this with a masterclass element, where in each city we invited a local EyeEm photographer to teach a class on a topic of their choice. This one is in New York, and Gordon Cortese taught our community how to take great portraits in one afternoon. And that's stuff that you just can't pay for. So from app to print, I think the big breakthrough for us when it came to creating tangible experiences was creating EyeEm Magazine. I am a print boy. I come from journalism. I cut my teeth in Toronto working at fashion magazines and at culture magazines. So when it came to EyeEm, I thought, how can I use all this great content and make something meaningful? So every year we get together, we stop work for a day, and we do something called a hackathon, where we work on a project that is outside of the scope of our normal duties. I thought, okay, you know what? Let's create a magazine. So that's exactly what I did. We created a 100% usable Berlin city guide with 100% photography from our community. You could actually read it, do everything. It wasn't just lorem ipsum. Of course, there's a closer look. We posted these photos on our platform, and the response was insane. We got so many requests for copies. How can I get it? Are you producing it? Do this city, do that city. It was really unexpected, and all for something that we just printed at the local Turkish copy shop. Soon after came our real proof of concept. We decided if we were going to do this, we had to see if it worked. So for our market launch in New York that I just showed you, we actually created this magazine which featured only New York stories from New York photographers. It was newspaper style, on the go, you just put it in your bag. We sent 400 copies to the launch. They were all gone before the ink dried. Again, more emails, more pictures, more comments, more requests. It gave us everything we needed to keep going. This is one of our photographers who was featured in the magazine. She's going nuts. Then we tried another one more time. We rented 2 shipping containers in New York. We created another magazine, even bigger and better, and we created a photography installation. The response gave us everything we needed to go forward. And that's how we ended up with a quarterly print magazine, now 3 issues later. Our most recent one, called Women, is shot entirely by female photographers because there is not enough place for them on the newsstand. We put the community front and center, showing not just their photographies, but their visual stories. And of course, you're thinking, yes, this is just a print magazine, what more do you do? Well, for this one, we actually created a short film that we invited photographers, female photographers, to share their experiences being a woman in the arts. And that was something we'd never done before, but it worked out quite well for us. Here's the trailer.
Alive.
Spontaneous?
Sensual.
Eye-opening.
Impassioned.
Curious.
I am woman.
Who are you?
Now, this campaign was for our pre-order, and it got us over 300 orders, which was the most we'd ever gotten for a pre-order. Of course, I love always when people get their magazines and what they do with it. They get creative, they get kooky, they take photos. This just makes people want more of it. And of course, we couldn't deny anymore that we couldn't keep up with the shipping on our own, so we actually had to put this magazine in international retailers. We chose 12 key cities, partnered with boutiques and galleries and bookstores to offer our magazine to the community so you didn't have to buy it online. You could actually go and pick it up. And the amount of people that we've attracted through being on the newsstand is also quite incredible. This is a photo from London that was sent in to me by a friend. I never expected our little magazine to be in the window beside 032C or Love magazine. So that's little moments like this that make you feel like you really have some sort of victory. Then advertising. Unexpectedly, we gained a new advertising channel for clients that really was surprising for me. But in the end, the magazine now pays for itself, and we don't really have to spend any money on it because people pay us to be in it because they want to reach our photographers. Everyone from Audi to Our Vodka Berlin to Vice, you name it, we advertise with them. Then my second hackathon project a year later was introducing an online pop-up shop where I thought, okay, let's create some custom products, let's expand the merch line a little bit, and we had an online pop-up shop now. You can see in the corner, we also produced our first coffee table book this year based on the finalists of the awards. And we limited that to 500 copies, and we're almost sold out already. And little EyeEm Hustles Harder bag, if you want it, swag.iem.com. Of course, one more time, I just wanted to show the impact that this little shop had on our community, giving them the access to get it from wherever they are and to post these photos and to interact. It's really encouraging to keep going and shows you you're doing something worthwhile. But that's all that we're doing. How can we use the clients we're working with and the brands that we're working with to take our photographers even further? That's where the fun happens. We have these things called missions. A mission is a photo competition that runs in the app and basically goes a wide call to the community to crowdsource photos. These are who we've worked with, everyone from Airbnb to ASOS to eBay. We keep it digital mostly. One example is Motorola. They were launching the Moto X in 9 different colors. they came to us and they said, what can we do to make this launch interesting? How can we use photography to promote this? We ran 9 missions that got us 9 different color palettes that then ended up across Motorola social channels and pre-installed as wallpapers in their phone. It showed up everywhere from the microsite to the order confirmation when you customize your phone. With Spotify, we did something a little bit different. They wanted to promote the new Paul Kuttenberger album, and so what we did was we ran another mission, and those photos ended up in the Berlin and Germany-wide U-Bahns. So for our users to have this experience of being out in the world that's not in a magazine, but where anyone can see their photos, was a big deal. Last but not least, Huawei, China's second largest telecommunications manufacturer, was launching their new P9 engineered with Leica. For the photo nerds, this was a big deal. So they commissioned 5 EyeEm photographers in 5 different cities to shoot photos using the P9 before it even hit the market. They then invited 2 of our photographers to London to teach journalists how to work with this phone and how to take amazing photos. In the end, they were printed in an exhibition, and another limited edition book was created. But I think what you guys all really want to know about is the new shit. And I'm talking about technology. EyeEm, for the last 3 years, has been developing something we call EyeEm Vision, which is a computer learning technology that can automatically keyword and rank photos based on aesthetic quality. So basically, you see this photo has an 89% score, and that's 89% likely that a curator or an editor will choose this photo. It automatically adds keywords, front view, one person, young woman, and can recognize over 5,000 different concepts. When you go on EyeEm.com and you upload a photo, that technology is already live. So your photos are automatically tagged, and that makes it even easier for brands and buyers to discover community photos on EyeEm.com. A good case study of this is the Boston Consulting Group. If you don't know who BCG is, they're a mammoth agency with over 80 offices, and they have clients, all over. They came to us with this early 2000s website, and they said, what can we do? We want to change our visual language. We have this vision. So what we did was we helped them. We gave them real, fresh photography that was custom sourced and commissioned just for their specific websites. And now we created a portal where any BCG employee can log on, fetch these images, and use them in their campaigns. But we took it one step further to something we call personalized aesthetics. What is personalized aesthetics? It lets you automatically filter and curate images based on a brand's identity or their visual goals. We established a training set. So this is all the photos that BCG chose as part of our initial work with them. We flipped it back to them and asked them to do some simple search queries, and the results grade them whether or not this matched what they were looking for. In the end, we created an even more powerful database for them that really searches matching their aesthetics. So here's before. When we search Berlin, this is what you get, a random hodgepodge of stuff. This is when you search using BCG. Clean, crisp, vanishing point. It has their unified aesthetic. But of course, what are we doing with this technology? Well, creativity can only go so far. What really changes the game is what you do with technology and media together. How do you push this forward? So we created a magazine, EyeEm Ex Machina, launching today. I'm sure you've seen it in the lobby. You guys are the first ones who have access to this. Not even people who pre-ordered it have it. Is here. It's the world's first magazine curated using artificial intelligence, using our own EyeEm Vision. I work with this technology every day, so I really wanted to put it to the test with our community of 18 million. What I did was I asked people to choose their favorite photos, and I asked the machine to do the same thing. Basically, what we're trying to figure out is the photo editor obsolete? Is the brand owner obsolete? Basically, will the machines replace me? But yeah, basically, we do it because we love photography. And if you have any questions, I'm outside, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paul.